like, share, tweet, retweet, repeat. The language that our students use to describe life is constantly evolving and changing. Abe and Jordan, in their 2013 paper, said, "While one may argue that students have historically found ways to be distracted in the classroom, students' fixation on social media proves to be a more powerful distraction than most." But if a tool exists that has that much pull, what are we as educators doing to lean into that attraction? Let's take a closer look at social media use in the classroom, define it, see what benefits and special considerations it has, and see what educational use it can be. As with many things technological, there is no one set definition of social media. The things that one researcher terms social media may not qualify for another. For example, Chen and Breyer define social media as technologies that facilitate social interaction, make possible collaboration, and enable deliberation across stakeholders. Others, like Kaplan and Heinlein, emphasize the web-based aspects of it by saying social media is a group of internet-based applications that build on the ideological and technical foundations of Web 2.0 and that allow for the creation and exchange of user-generated content. No matter which definition you ascribe to, the basis remains the same. Social media is a mostly public way to connect with others, either for work, entertainment, play, or a mixture of all of them. The ideas of learning through social media may be new in application, but they are classic in foundation. Vygotsky's social learning theory is easily applied to learning through social media, with its emphasis on collaborative problem solving while under guided supervision. With social media, users switch back and forth from being collaborators to guides, depending on the situation. An updated version of social learning theory that encompasses the unique platform of social media is called connectivism theory. Connectivism theory puts the emphasis on social learning that is integrated with social media technologies. A novel part of the theory is that the emphasis is on the capacity to learn, not the knowledge itself. Think of it as knowing how to use the card catalog to find information rather than memorizing the encyclopedia. With these theories in place and the social media platforms ready to use, the next logical step is to ask what effect this can have on students and learning. Taking connectivism to its logical end means that, when properly framed, more access to information naturally will lead to more learning. Access to learning is one of the strengths of social media. So let's put social media to the test and see what benefits it may hold for the classroom setting. Students are already using social media at home, so leaning into this behavior seems to have potential. By connecting social media with school as well as home, a gap is bridged and a chance to change and influence the daily communication of students is realized. O'Keefe points out that social media promotes socialization and communication. When the focus is put on these two domains, the result is that the learner receives an extended view of his or herself, the learning community, as well as the world. The learner's creativity is enhanced as he or she is exposed to more ideas and they become more engaged with the community. Also, exposure to those from diverse backgrounds leads to a broadening of a student's worldview. Putting learning online through social media enables enhanced learning opportunities. Skills can be reinforced, collaboration is possible, and idea gathering and exchange is easily facilitated. What's more, focusing on writing for a social audience, students are able to use and update classic writing skills for the modern century. The emphasis can move from the text to the message as learners consider their vast audience and how best to visualize and contextualize information to convey meaning when nonverbals are stripped away. The benefits are not only for the students, however. Teachers also can gain from the implementation of social media in the classroom. Quiet students' voices can finally be heard loud and clear as they engage on their own terms in synchronous and asynchronous discussion. Methods and ways to connect with students are increased as the boundaries of time and geography are taken away by social media, thereby extending the reach of the classroom and boosting engagement and motivation. Also, due to the customizable nature of social media, a profound impact can be had on how students participate in their outside social relationships. Social media being brought into the classroom is not without drawbacks and considerations. While most of them are not cause for a dismissal of considering the implementation of using social media in the classroom, it is good to be aware of potential risks to avoid common pitfalls. Younger students exhibit limited self-regulation and are prone to peer pressure. These susceptibilities make certain online behaviors mirror offline ones. Cyberbullying, or online harassment, is a real danger that can befall our students if not addressed early. Also, in teenagers, a recent study found that 20% of students had engaged in some form of sexting. Apart from these dangers to others, there are also dangers that can affect students themselves. A syndrome that has been called Facebook depression is a risk for those that lack socialization with peers and experience social isolation. All of these risks are mitigable, but need to be addressed before a plan is put into place. A comprehensive digital citizenship curriculum should be adopted and emphasized to help keep students safe. A few legal considerations are also cause for pause. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, or COPPA for short, prohibits companies from collecting data from children who are younger than 13. For this reason, many larger social media platforms do not allow users younger than the age of 13 to use their services. Once students are online, more considerations exist. The amount that they're choosing to disclose online should be carefully considered for safety, as well as the fact that a person's digital footprint is becoming more and more long-lasting. Educators may also need to thoughtfully navigate exactly how much they choose to disclose online to make the fine balance between being personable and approachable and being unprofessional. Teachers also need to ensure that any social media that is brought into the classroom ensures equal access to each student, no matter their race, ethnicity, economic, or social status. Also, educators would be wise to mindfully ensure activity alignment, only using those technologies that mitigate and decrease ambiguity, not add to it. Attempting to add too much too quickly may have a negative effect as students drown in channels and threads. With all that said, the opportunities that social media brings to the classroom have much promise and are worth the time and effort that can be put into implementation. Coffer proposes a form of classroom salon where social media meets the writing classroom. The classroom salon harkens back to the old days of writers in a coffee shop, exchanging, challenging, and collaborating through writing. Digital storytelling can help students to make engaging, powerful content in a short amount of time. The process of coming up with a topic, researching it, writing a script, and developing a visual story helps prepare students for a wide variety of life experiences while boosting their digital competence. Communication is also aided by the addition of social media. Discussion can be done in real time or asynchronously, giving a chance for everyone to have a voice and for the record of their thoughts to be reviewed and revised later. Skype in the classroom brings experts into the classroom and brings classrooms around the world, all through one easily navigated platform. Assignments can be built around social media, with artifacts being meant to be shared. Digital portfolios are one great example of authentic student work reaching outside the walls of the classroom and touching the world. The record of student learning inside portfolios, as well as the written record that social media creates, allows for students to continually be gaining knowledge and skills while also taking on more and more self-regulation of their own learning. This authentic practice will carry over into their lives as they continue to engage with others on social media. Their feeds will become a place where they can evaluate ideas and store reflections, always coming back to update them later as they learn and grow more. It's no doubt that the classroom can be enhanced by social media. As educators, we should be thoughtful about our selection and use of social media. Helping students to navigate the sometimes convoluted web while helping them to become not just consumers of content, but also thoughtful and engaging creators and curators of content. These are the skills that are necessary for the 21st century, and social media is one way we can help better prepare students to excel.